Hi everyone, I'm Derek Smith and welcome to your Career Connections Moment. So this is the second part of a 9-part series that I'm doing with you on the different types of interviews you can potentially come into contact with when meeting with employers. Now last time we looked at the screening telephone interview, and in this session I want to talk to you about what we think of when it comes to the interview, known as the formal interview. This is the desk one, where there's a desk, the employer, and you on the other side with a conversation happening. Now, during this series, I've been looking at two different ideas when it comes to the interview, or perspectives. Number one, why does the employer do this interview with you? And number two, how do you succeed? So what is a formal interview and why do employers do it? Well, this is what we call the control atmosphere interview, in which the employers create an interview which is more formal, pre-designed of what's going to be happening. Now, this type of interview does have many different, what I call, faces. What I mean by that is some employers are very formal in this interview, in which they have a standard set of questions that every single candidate gets and is repeatable from candidate to candidate. Often, they might do some kind of scoring with these types of score sheets. Some employers might be a little bit more flexible, in which they go ahead and pre-plan the types of questions, but go with more of the flow of how the interview is going to be. They have the questions there, but they might switch them up a little bit depending on the candidate. But overall, this interview tends to be planned out of what's going to be covered, what's going to be said, and what's going to happen. So why do employers do it? Well, there's more level of control of what's going to happen. Now, there's other things that can happen during this interview. So, for example, there could be some form of testing involved. There could be some kind of behavioral exercises, and I'll cover both of those in our next sessions. How do you succeed? The key thing here is preparation. You see, when it comes to all interviews, employers want to connect with their candidates. They want to find some kind of connection with them. And there's a lot of different mistakes an individual can make when it comes to the interview. And when it comes to the formal interview, or any interview in general, it's a complete lack of preparation. Now, I've been doing career consulting, but I've also done recruitment as well, where I've actually met with people and done interviews with them. In future videos, you'll find out about more of some of my experiences during those times. But I can tell you that when I meet candidates, I can tell pretty quickly if they've come prepared for this interview or they're just simply showing up. So prepare. What are some things to prepare for? Well, first and foremost, know the company. Know who they are. Know what they're about. One of the most common questions employers ask you is, what do you know about them? Know the job. A lot of individuals think they understand the position, but know this. Two companies might call the same job the same title, but view them completely differently. So just because two applications or two job ads have the same title, that doesn't mean the company views the job the same way. So know the job. And thirdly, know yourself. Know whom you are. Know your stories, know how to talk about yourself in detail, and create that connection with an employer. If you need some coaching, some consulting, want to be successful in interviews, want to find out more about job search, or how to be successful in the job you currently have, why not come and take a look at To Be Determined? Because the future is still to be determined, so be determined. Until next time.